Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the NBA main site here on Thursday. We got a really solid three-game slate. Real quick, let's see how we did last night. So, on a kind of ugly slate, I kept it light, but yeah, just missed the cash here. So this is my final lineup: Kyrie, James Harden, Gordon Hayward, Fareed, Gobert, Rubio, Marcus Morris, Aaron Baines. Yeah, it was just three kind of slower paced games, uglier games. But yeah, I want more of the stars to scrubs approach with Kyrie, James Harden, who I really liked. I really like Gobert. He was a little disappointing. I also really liked Rubio. Kind of picked up for the lack of production from Gobert. And then I filled in with those value, Boston guys. I talked about Fareed. He was a little too cheap. But yeah, Hayward, a little disappointing. Marcus Morris, really disappointing at high ownership. He shot the ball at 0 of 9, just couldn't hit a shot. And then Baines, just again, needed someone cheap. But yeah, just missed the cash there. So, but I really like the slate for tonight. So a lot more confident in this one than, yesterday. So three games. Again, Philly, Brooklyn. This one's going to be a high over under. Denver, San Antonio, not as high, and then Golden State with the Clippers. This one's going to be a shootout again. So yeah, let's start with point guard here, Steph Curry. Obviously, you guys know there's no Boogie Cousins for a while. This is just a huge boost to all the Warriors. They're way underpriced. I want all the exposure to this game, so really like Steph here at 9.1. D'Angelo Russell, yes, he has upside at 8.2. I've played him in both games here against Philly, but he'll probably go off when I don't play him. I'm just not going to play him today, honestly. Just again, I want all the exposure to this Golden State and the Clippers game, so don't really think I'm going to go with D'Angelo Russell. Ben Simmons, still really like him here at 7.7. Again, he had that off game, but I said I was buying low on him. The next game, in 30 minutes, he put up 55 fantasy points. He's on pace here more than that, but again, the blowout. All the starters got pulled to begin the fourth, so still really like him a lot here at 7.7. I think he has some really big upside. Lou Williams, I was going to be, I was intrigued to see what the price is going to be on him. I don't think it went up enough. 7.4. It's still too cheap. Again, he's going to play 30 to 35 minutes. He's going to shoot the ball a ton when he's out there. It's at home. So Lou Williams, 7.4. Really like him still. Jamal Murray at 6.5. He was really, really bad for the first three quarters and then turned it on there in the fourth. 6.5, he's definitely in play, but probably not the route I'm going to go with. Dinwiddie, the Nets are just, it's tough. The production's kind of spread out. D'Angelo Russell's been a little disappointing. I don't have an issue with him, but it's probably not the route I'm going to go with. SGA at 5.1. If you kind of want, a little cheap exposure to this game, I don't mind him. He's going to play, 30 or so minutes. But I just think there's probably better plays on the board. Same thing with Derek White. Don't think I have to go there. Beverly, they're going to use defense out there to guard Durant. He's done really well against Durant. 4.7. Again, it is some cheap exposure to that game. Forbes, don't think we have to go there. Same with Monte Morris. Patty Mills, if you want a really, really cheap guy, he's going to play, 20 minutes, but yeah, I guess he's okay. But yeah, that's about it. So let's move on to shooting guard here. Let's see. DeRozan at 7.6. Had a solid game last time out. I still think he's a little underpriced. So I don't mind DeRozan at all. Just, again, probably not the route I'm going with on the slate. Jimmy Butler, 7.2. I think he's perfectly fine, but I would rather pay the extra $500 for Ben Simmons if I was going to play someone from this game. And right now I am leaning towards playing Ben Simmons. But I don't have an issue there with Jimmy Butler. He definitely can take over like he did in Game 1, put up 50 fantasy points. Klay Thompson at 5.9. Doesn't get a huge boost without Boogie. He's still going to be the same guy. Still going to be running around three. Still going to be shooting three. Running around screens, shooting threes. I don't mind him at 5.9. I think he's definitely in play. Again, he's going to have one or two of those big Klay Thompson games in the playoffs. And when he does, you're definitely going to want him on your roster. LeVert, just not seeing enough minutes. I just don't think we had to go there. Barton was a huge letdown last time out when he was chalk. He shot about 1 of 10. Going to remain in the starting lineup at 5.2. The price is creeping up there where I guess he's still in play, but probably not for me. Gary Harris, again, the price creeping up there on him. I like both these guys in their low 4s, high 3s. Now they're both in the 5K range. I think they're both okay, but not not as great as plays as they were when they're really cheap. JJ Redick, just a guy never play. It's just too scoring dependent. 4.8 though, that is an appealing price, but I'm probably not gonna go there. Okay, let's move on to small forward. Durant, really like him here at 8.4. I know Beverly's done a solid job against him on defense, but only shot the ball 8 times. This is kind of a story. This is kind of the feeling with what happened with Jokic in Game 1. He was not aggressive at all, and then Game 2 he came out there and dominated. I kind of have a feeling that Kevin Durant is going to come out here and dominate. I know, Patrick Beverley, pretty solid defender, but 8.4K with no boogie, that's too cheap for Durant. Really like him. Let's see, Gallinari at 6.9 does have some upside. He put up 42 fantasy points last time out. He's going to play 30 to 35 minutes. I think he is perfectly fine with some upside there. Again, I want a lot of exposure to this game. Rudy Gay, 5K. Yeah, he's okay. He's going to play close to 30 minutes, but I just think there's better plays on the board. Iguodala, a cheap guy I do really like here. Again, no boogie. He should see, maybe a few extra minutes here, maybe push closer to 30. Not like a huge upside guy, but on a slate that kind of lacks value. I do like Iguodala. And then Michael Green again. I talked about him in my last video. He's my favorite value play. In only 15 minutes, he fouled out, but put up 25 fantasy points. This guy, when he's out there, he produces. Again, I think he's probably one of my favorite value plays. So I do like JaMychal Green quite a bit here at 3.9. Let's see. Mike Scott, no thank you. Kuruks, no. All right, let's move on to power forward. Aldridge, perfectly fine, but again, not the direction I'm going with on the slate. Draymond Green at 6.7. Still a little underpriced. The price is creeping up there, but I still think he's too cheap. Again, no boogie. It's a huge boost to the other 4 guys, main starters in the offense. So I do like Draymond Green still here at 6.7 quite a bit. And Montrez, the price didn't come up enough on him. 6.3 only came up 400. Again, they want to run small ball. Both teams want to run small ball. That's great for Draymond. That's great for Montrez. Like them both a lot here. Don't mind pairing them at all together in the same lineup. Millsap had a pretty solid game last time out at 5.7K. Put up 34 fantasy points. But again, I would just rather pay the little extra for Harrell or the little extra for Draymond Green. Let's see. Looney here at 4.1. So we got, obviously, no boogie. That's a big boost to Bogut, who I think is going to play, if I had to guess, 15 minutes. And Looney, who if I had to guess, would play 15 to 20 minutes. So both these guys seem like pretty solid value plays. Now, I don't think Looney's going to shoot the ball 6 of 6 like he did last time out and put up 19 points. But 4.1K, I think he's perfectly fine as a value play. All right, let's move on to center. So Embiid here at 9.8. Only played 21 minutes, but that game was a blowout. Probably was on pace for 25 or 26 minutes. It's just the minutes that concern me with him. Obviously, he's hobbled still with that knee. He has big upside. Again, can he get you there in 25, 26 minutes? Of course he can. He can get 60, 70 fantasy points in that time. So he has huge upside. Again, centers against Brooklyn. It's been a thing all year, so no issue at all with Embiid. Personally, though, again, it's probably not the route I'm going to go with just because I want to get all the exposure to this late game as possible. Jokic, talked about him last time out, how he wasn't aggressive enough. Then he came out, played 39 minutes, shot the ball 15 times, almost got a triple-double, got you 55 fantasy points. Still seems too cheap here, so no issue with Jokic at all. Let's see. A Boban here, 4.7. he's going to play 15 to 20 minutes. He's a high usage guy when he's out there. Um, Bigs against Brooklyn do really well, so no complaints there with Boban at 4.7. The price is getting up there a little bit, though. Not as good as a play as he was at the beginning of the series. Jarrett Allen, the Nets' big situation is just a mess. They got Jarrett Allen, they got Ed Davis, they got Dudley back now. They even got RJ, who they might play at times. It's just, I'm staying away from the Brooklyn bigs. It's just a mess. Bogut at 4.2. Again, I think he's going to play 15 or so minutes. But this guy's productive when he's out there. 4.2K. He's not like a super value play, but I think he's a solid value play there, 4.2K. Zubac has been really limited in this series, 10 and 9 minutes. I think he gets a boost here with Boogie out of there, but right now, I just don't see it with the minutes. Maybe if he plays well, he gets 20 or so minutes, which he can definitely get you there in that time. So if you're making multiple lineups, maybe take a shot at Zubac in one, because he does have upside when he gets minutes. And yeah, other than that, I think that's about it. So yeah, guys, I want a lot of exposure to Golden State and the Clippers. Denver, San Antonio, there are some solid plays in this game, but probably not the route I'm going with. And then Philly, Brooklyn, so a lot of these Philly guys have some pretty big upside. The Brooklyn side, no one really sticking out the page to me. On the Philly side, it's probably Ben Simmons is my favorite play, but Embiid also has a really big upside as well. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts when more news comes out throughout the day. And I'll be back for another video on Friday. So I'll see you guys then.